The Jacksonville Jaguars seemingly have gotten better over the last 2 years, but have had a pretty poor start to the regular season this year. And there's a lot of different things you can point to. Obviously, the first thing you kind of have to look at is the injuries. They've had a lot of big-name player injuries, not just straight-up injuries, but big names getting injured. And then, obviously, the play calling. The play calling has been definitely a bit spotty. The pass blocking has been inconsistent. And overall, this team seemingly has its moments, but can't consistently sustain drives. You look at their numbers, they look like a top half of the league offense, but you look at the points, they aren't finishing super well. Sustainability, we talked about. Time of possession, one of the worst teams in the league, time of possession-wise. And obviously with a really big injury to Christian Kirk against the Green Bay Packers, I mean, he looked like he was in crazy pain, and seemingly for, I wouldn't say good reason, but understandable reason, as I believe he has broken his collarbone and is out for the year. It's only going to get worse. Offensive line, the pass blocking has been definitely subpar. It's an offensive line that looks pretty good on paper, but the pass blocking hasn't been very good. Once again, we talk about these injuries. ETN's been injured quite a bit. Tank Bigsby in his replacement has actually been pretty good, though, so they seemingly have a good group of backs. But wide receiver, Gabe Davis, even when he's not injured, hasn't looked great. Really, I mean, the contract he signed wasn't bad money, but for the market, it did kind of prove that this team didn't really see him as the Gabe Davis that had so much potential in Buffalo, and obviously part of the reason why Buffalo let him go is it just didn't seem like it was going to work out, and so far it just hasn't. Brian Thomas has been unbelievable, and right now this is a one wide receiver team. Parker Washington's had some sparks, but for the most part, it is a one wide receiver team. Evan Ingram, of course, has been returned, and he's been decent. He had a really crazy catch against Green Bay, but he's been eased into it. He really hasn't been, what he was last year for them. And then Trevor Lawrence, I mean, a big-time arm, a guy that's a big-time player, but when that pass protection breaks down, which it does kind of often, he definitely struggles, like most quarterbacks, in fairness. And the trust isn't there. The decisions just falter. And this offense, really, I can't really blame it now because these injuries really are starting to, add up. This offense could have been so much better than it has been, which has been good, not great. Then defensively, you do obviously have some names, right? Tyson Campbell and Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker and Andre Sisco. Individually, they're not that great, but as a team, they're actually a pretty decent defense. Now, Andre Sisco, Tyson Campbell, Trayvon Walker, these are the kind of names that they were hoping by now would have taken that next level, which some of them have been decent this year. Trayvon Walker's been all right. Devin Lloyd's been good, but they haven't been truly elite. And that's where a lot of these guys, especially as a Madden player, if you've paid attention to these players, these are some of the guys that you go for in those fantasy drafts because they have all that potential and they're right there. It feels like they're right there to taking that next step. They haven't necessarily done that, but we're hoping they can here in this rebuild. Obviously, looking at some of their weaknesses, linebacker definitely can use some work. Interior, the defensive line is obviously a huge problem. And realistically, this is where most of our efforts are probably going to go in this rebuild. Wide receivers, you're hoping Christian Kirk, when he's back, we can develop him a little bit. I know he's like 27 now. He's getting up there, so maybe another wide receiver. If we can land another Brian Thomas Jr. would be goated. Could happen. Offensive line, new center probably. Scherf, who I always called Sheriff because it looks like Sheriff, and I want it to be Sheriff. He's obviously getting older. Offensive line, there's some expensive guys there too, not just worrying about the overalls themselves. But yeah, defensively, a lot of issues. Corner two DTs, 2 linebackers, probably a strong safety. But this isn't the worst team on paper in Madden. This is actually not a bad team. It's just in real life, yeah, they're missing some players. And once again, those injuries, they really have caught up. It's also crazy that Trevor Lawrence has been like the most consistently low overall superstar quarterback that I've seen in Madden. Like, there's not a guy that has been this low of an overall, but also still superstar for as long as him. I don't think there is. Like, what quarterback comes even close to him? Like, I really can't think of one. It's crazy. But hey, for this rebuild's sake, I'm glad to see it. Just like I'd be glad to see you maybe leave a like on the video if you end up enjoying it, and subscribing if you are new. We do a ton of franchise stuff on this channel. Of course, full-length franchise rebuilds. Right now, we have the Saints and the Patriots franchise, Saints online, Patriots offline, and then obviously the rebuilds like you're seeing right now. And of course, I promise that this nose problem, this sickness, at least I hope so. Hopefully when it ends, it isn't because I'm dead, but hopefully it subsides soon, as I feel like I'm getting better. I feel like I was worse a couple of days ago, but at the same time, I don't know, dude. I kind of sometimes feel like it's getting worse somehow. But also, while you're down there, whether you're leaving a like or subscribing, you're undoing all that, who cares? Let me know what team you want to see next. I have a bunch of teams on my list. I was going to be doing a Colts rebuild. I was like, you know what? The Jaguars need it more. I was going to do a Dolphins rebuild. The Jaguars need it more. You know, there's a bunch of different teams that we can still do, so let me know in the comment section below. Enough yap, enough selling out. Let's get into this rebuild. All right, speaking of some of those, names that we see as cornerstone pieces, Andre Cisco, a 3-year, $18 million deal. That is super cheap. We can sign him for 6-7 years. Cam Robinson, he's 28 years old. I feel like he's been young forever, so 28 it hurts me to see. Brandon Scherf, I'm learning, all right? I'm learning. I'm going to call him by the right name. And he's going to retire soon in real life because of it. He's like, I've done what I need to do. I've played long enough for this dummy to say my name right. All is well. All is well. But, Mac Jones back up. Cam Robinson, I think we can do better. Cisco, I played how it lies, baby. You know, they got me paying $37 million for an edge rusher that's, like, put up 7 sacks the year before. I'm going to be paying the free safety that I think is going to be really good for us long-term, $6 million per year, you know? The good and the bad. That's all I can say. Cam Robinson, if he's at least playing well, maybe. I mean, this is the type of player that we draft all the time, right? The pass block only type guys. 6 sacks allowed. I mean, for a left tackle, considering it's like week 15, that's not bad. If I can lowball this a little bit, I would love this. Yeah, I made a sound at him. And believe it or not, the Jaguars have actually climbed back, and they might actually have a chance to make the playoffs in year 1. I don't think they're going to, but they could. Let's see what happens. And they win the last game, make a crazy comeback, but unfortunately it's not enough. The 8th seed, right up there with as bad as being the 30 ranked draft pick, because that's the worst team, or the best team that didn't make the playoffs. This is, the best team in the AFC, at least, that didn't make the playoffs at 9-8. Of course, the Denver Broncos were 10-7 and made the 7th seed, so it's not like it was a tiebreaker situation. At least you kind of get some sort of happiness out of that. But yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that the Jaguars could do this in real life, but their next 4 games, yes, they are tough. But their final 5 games are very, very winnable. So, of course, you have the Eagles, the Vikings, the Lions, and the Texans. Any given Sunday always applies. But to say the Eagles have been amazing would be a lie. They had a really good game, their last game, but they've still been as inconsistent as the Eagles were basically last year. And then, of course, the Vikings, they've had some issues. They've been losing some winnable games. Could easily win these 2 games. Lions, I don't feel great about that. Texans, these divisional matchups, it could be the freaking Raiders versus the Chiefs, and we know that the Raiders would have a good chance to beat the Chiefs somehow. So with these kind of games, you never know. They could win the next, 3 of 4. But then they could also lose the last 5. The last 5 are all very winnable, and I think they can at least pick up 1 or 2 in this stretch. Crazy enough that they actually lost to the Jets, but won 3 of the 4, like we just talked about, losing to only the Vikings, beating the Lions. So, I mean, it's tough, but they could easily be a 7-10 win team, which is a super big bracket, I know, but they could be. We'll see what happens with them. Obviously, I would say at this point, Jaguars fans are like, just shut it down. Shut it down. Give us a better draft pick. We've been here before. We know it. Give us that good draft pick. Of course, Trevor Lawrence, though, numbers-wise, is that not a single interception more on the rest of the year? That would be a ridiculous stretch. That would be so insane. But yeah, 37 yards, a little low. Touchdowns, 35. That's great. Picks being only 4. I mean, a little higher volume for yards and touchdowns. He might have won MVP as a non-playoff team. Of course, ETN, you can see 4.4 yards per carry, 8 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. It's pretty good. Brian Thomas, this would actually be kind of a bad season the way he's looking right now. I think, assuming he doesn't get injured, which there's a slight scare, he should easily hit this and more. Kirk, 898 with 13. Where was he starting? It doesn't matter because he's not going to dev up, but where is he starting? And if he does dev up, I'll drop him back to start because obviously he shouldn't have that. Evan Ingram literally already has more touchdowns than that. That crazy jump ball against Green Bay. I don't know what they were doing on defense there. Offensive line, though, Scherf and Ezra Cleveland, both sackless. Could actually, not like that, could actually get a dev up there. Defensively, Trayvon Walker was amazing with 14 sacks. Hines Allen with 11. Eric Armstead with 7.5. Lloyd, a bunch of other guys with, low numbers. Trayvon with 12 tackles for a loss as well. A couple of 2 interception seasons for 4 guys. 2 1 interception seasons for 2 guys. Cam Little, 21 for 29 with 1 field goal blocked. Also, very little. In real life, I'm pretty sure he's, 6'1", 174, if I'm not mistaken. They're kind of buffing him up here a little bit. Not that 6'1 short or 6'2 short, but 174, I mean, that is like a bamboo stick out there kicking balls. But Logan Cook, 50.3 yards per punt, was killing Green Bay with punts. And then kick return, punt return game, not really looking super great. But let's take a look at the yearly awards. MVP, number 5 for Trevor. I feel like he should have been higher than this, but sure. Lamar Jackson winning an MVP again. I suppose. Why not? Defensive Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year, Trayvon was number 7. Pretty impressive there, actually. Offensive Rookie of the Year, number 2. Xavier Worthy is not winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's so annoying, dude. Oh, that hurts. Lassiter, the Defensive Rookie of the Year, QB number 3, so he is at least a Pro Bowler. Best running back at number 9, wide receiver at 3 because of touchdowns. Maybe he does get a dev up. Obviously, we're going to remove it. Pretty scam worthy, as he shouldn't even have close to that. He's obviously, done for the year. Defensively, D-line, 4 for Mr. Trayvon Walker. I hope he gets a dev up. Our latest rebuild, we've seen so many high sack seasons that didn't get dev up, so I don't expect it. But at the same time, for some reason, the Jaguars scheme, I don't know what it is, it allows players to get dev ups for low numbers. I'm pretty sure we actually had Trayvon himself literally dev up in a rebuild. I don't remember what Madden it was, when it was, what we were doing, for under 10 sacks, which is crazy. So 13 sacks you would hope is enough. We'll see. We'll see. Of course, the Packers versus the Ravens. I mean, I could see it. I could definitely see it, but it would have to be a at their best type of moment, because both teams, when they're at their worst, they look bad, right? So consistency issues are there. 31-23, Ravens over the Packers. Like I said, at their best could happen. Consistency, average-wise, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, looking at the offense, dev-ups, none for Thomas, none for Kirk, who is going to move all the way back up. Really disappointing. Thomas should have had it. Worthy gets it because it's the Chiefs scheme, but yeah, he is not on par, even close to on par in real life compared to Thomas. And then defensively, Trayvon does not go up in dev, and in general, nobody does. I don't know what the hell happened with Lloyd here, but not a single development trait upgrade across the entire board. We have no retirements, but I seen one. Case Keenum's retired. It's over. It's over. We're taking over. Texans are done for. That was the moment we were waiting for. It's time to cook. Also, is 14 sacks from Mr. Trayvon Walker. Lloyd is an interesting one because, yes, 82 overall is good, 26 years old, it's getting up there, but it's all about the option. If I do this option, he's going to likely ask for something around 4 years, which would put him at, 31 by the time I can get rid of him. So even though I actually really am interested in this $10.2 million option, especially since it could cost us more down the line, I think I'm going to hold off because I don't like the timing of it. Trayvon Walker, the money's too high, and then Cam Robinson, he just seemingly will not take less than what he's asking for. So $46 million, need a new left tackle along with all of the other things we kind of talked about before the season started. And here we are in free agency. We could use a strong safety. I don't know if Justin Reed's that guy. It's going to be at least 2 seasons before we're... Ooh. A Debo being superstar is super intriguing. Let's see what the offers are like. We have the highest offer, so, I mean, I'd be down. It's kind of the reason why I'm offering him. That's kind of the whole point. But, yeah, we definitely want him. Chase Young, superstar dev would be great, but we don't need an edge rusher. Yeah, I mean, we'll take a look, but maybe a tackle. And then, obviously, hopefully, we get a Debo. I think, 26, 83 overall with superstar. I think he can easily get to 88 to 90 by the time the rebuild's over, if he's the guy long-term. We'll see, because regression does kind of hit a little earlier this year for pretty much every position across the board. Center, we have Morse. But Ryan Kelly, getting him to not only get a better lineman, but also stick it to the Colts, I mean, that's like a double whammy, no? I'd be willing. I think I'm willing. And we do get Ryan Kelly and a Debo. We got better, maybe not in the expected position ways, but we did get better at 2, positions. All right, here we are in the draft. We have pick 17. I was hoping for a little bit higher to either land a wide receiver or a defensive tackle. We have Luther Burden, who I was really thinking about grabbing. Then we have Stewart and Tez Johnson. The DT I was looking at would probably have been Walter Nolan. B across the board, pretty athletic, good strength. Defensive tackles outside of that, I'm not a huge fan of. So, it'll kind of be down to like him or like Stewart or something. But yeah, not a huge fan of those positions. Middle linebacker, we got a couple of guys. We got a bunch of different positional needs. I don't even know if I would say wide receiver is that high on the list, but down the line, a year or two from now, Christian Kirk obviously not going to be worthy of using anymore because he'll just be too old. Really want Luther Burden. Like, if I can get Luther Burden at like 10, I might trade up. Worked out. Brian Thomas is great. Worked out for them. Maybe that's the play. Also, didn't really think about Travis Hunter, but maybe you trade up. Oof. Burden at 4 is higher than I thought. I was about to say, if Hunter and Burden, whoever goes first, you take the other one. Maybe that's the move. No way the Niners get him, though. The Niners, Travis Hunter? Okay, let's see. Only costing us a 3rd and a 5th round pick. We move up 7 spots to the Rams, and we're taking Travis Hunter. We need a wide receiver that can make things happen besides Brian Thomas. Kirk, he's been good, not great. And I went to wide receiver, and I should go to cornerback, technically. Travis Hunter, that's going to be our guy. We're going to be putting him at wide receiver, of course. You can play him anywhere, but I feel like wide receiver, an elite player like that at wide receiver is a little more valuable than corner, even though corners that are really locked down are really hard to find. I just think that we'll get more use out of him as a wide receiver, so that's where we're going to be putting him. And yeah, we got wide receiver 2, if you want to call him that, locked in. Kirk also built for the slot with that size. So, this could be a good trio of wide receivers. Gabe Davis, never really seen him as more of a, more than a 1-year guy for us. It's just, I seen those ratings. I'm not a fan. I'm just not a fan. We got linebacker, Carter looks good. We need safety. You could maybe put Hairston over there. Problem is, I don't see a world where trading up for a safety is really worth it when you have so many needs. So we're going to move to 17. Whatever happens, happens. Hell, even if one of the players we just scrolled over is still there, I might trade back. Because it's just like, unless it's a truly elite needed position, I don't think it's worth taking them high. Like Stewart, this could be worth it. Not the best looking player, but as far as, a defensive tackle type interior 3-4 goes, he's really one of the best options in this class. But like I said, I don't know if I see the value there. Cooper does look like a pretty good safety. We need a strong safety pretty badly. But what about Carter? I'm pretty sure he's damn athletic. A zone coverage. This is tough. I'm going to take Barrett Carter. Someone new. Rank 38 true. Hidden dev, pretty athletic. There you go. Assuming Aluakun's still here, because I swear I didn't see him. Where is he? There he is. Okay, so he is here. Yeah, we kind of have our linebackers set. I will say he is on the older side, so for how long is he set? This linebacker room set, maybe 1 or 2 more years. But yeah, we got 3 linebackers that are serviceable. Let's go. 14th pick in the 3rd round is the next destination. And with that, you have 2 DTs. I believe they both are normal. You also have Speedy Squirrel White. Don't know if speed's really a concern for us anymore. Safeties, a couple options. Corners, a couple options. Can't remember of maybe Everett had some zone coverage. Could fit as a safety if he does. B to B. That sounds very sus, by the way. I like this. I think Dalen Everett's going to be our choice in the 3rd round. True talent 29, normal dev. He's got the athleticism as like, kind of a cornerback, but also a safety, sort of. I don't hate him. I think strong safety fits him. We now move on to the 4th round, where we actually have a couple of draft picks. Squirrel White still being there is definitely intriguing me. Got a couple of linemen. Kreutz, he's like a center, though, so I don't really need him. I'm going to go Squirrel White because he's insanely fast. Squirrel White, super speed. Boom. Speed of a squirrel. 98 true, normal dev. 98 speed, 98.9 agility. We got ourselves a couple of wide receivers. And even though I think Kreutz is like average at best looking, we need O-line. We have no other players here. It's a trade down or I take Kreutz, simply put. 135 true. Oh, he's hidden. Maybe this is who I kept mistaking for Frazier. Frazier is the guy that's normal who I keep thinking is hidden. Kreutz is the guy that's hidden that I don't ever pay attention to. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now, however, we skip past the 5th round into the 6th. Definitely not filling all the needs we have. I really think we sold at DT, but, you can only do so much in one draft. All the players we kind of wanted were gone. We already have safety, but why not take more? McMillan was actually a pretty serviceable player the last time we drafted him, I'm pretty sure. So, true talent 133. I was actually expecting that to be lower, so I was kind of waiting for it to fix, but no, that's just what he is. Good pick. And then we talked about Frazier. He's a serviceable normal dev O-line. Let's get some depth at that position. 152, normal dev. Yeah, I mean, a good draft, but like I said, we definitely wanted more. We wanted higher level linemen. We wanted a DT for sure. But outside of that DT, I really don't hate what we did. I really don't. But yeah, Travis Hunter, 78 overall. We're putting him at wide receiver, middle linebacker. He's our new left out. Everett is our new strong safety. Squirrel White, backup, maybe number 4 wide receiver with some return ability. Kreutz, maybe a guard position as a backup and then learns into that role, but he is kind of undersized. McMillan, backup safety. Frazier, backup offensive lineman. But yeah, let's take a look at Travis Hunter. Cornerback ability is obviously there, but let's move him to wide receiver and see what we're actually cooking with. And as a wide receiver, he's a 75 overall, which is totally worth it at this pick. Don't know what his dev is, though. I didn't actually check. Put him at number 2. I don't know if we have number 12 available, but I tried, and superstar dev, nice. But yeah, he doesn't have number 12 available right now, but I don't know who is actually wearing it for this team. Oh, Devin Duvernay, that number is changing, buddy. But yeah, let's now move on to Carter, who's a 74 overall. The reason why I wanted Carter is because I felt like in these user classes, the linebackers' block shedding and coverage ratings are a bit higher than you would see from a CPU generator, which is the case here, but I gotta say it's really well done because normally these user created classes, they're like 77 zone, 72 block shed, which you just never see from the AI like the CPU generated guys. So shout out once again to the draft class creator, which I'll try and remember because I know it's kind of big. If you guys end up checking it out, maybe helps them grow a little bit, make their classes known a little bit more, even though this is one of the more commonly used ones, and you'll obviously be able to use that. But then the draft class downloader is a little bit weird this year. Everett's really balanced. Probably isn't a safety type, but we're going to move him to safety anyways because we need the position. So it's easier to just know the gamer tag of the person, and it's just watch the video. I'll put it in the damn description, all right? The rest of the players, don't really care too much. Let's take a look at Squirrel White. Normal dev, a lot of speed, very, very raw, but, a good return, man, I suppose. We basically do a player swap of Mitch Morse for Devontae Wyatt from the Green Bay Packers. We had that extra center. Morse wasn't bad. It's just Ryan Kelly is a much better player. The problem is our tackles are really, really bad. O-line, even if it's the first round, I'll do it, damn it, will be our focus next offseason. We do have Mason Smith, who's really young, though, so he could develop. Also, Jordan Jefferson. Kind of a name drop I wasn't expecting. Devontae Wyatt, he's a good rotational guy. I don't know if I actually will start him. I might actually not start him because I didn't realize that we had Jordan Jefferson, who's also really young, so I might just go with the youth, considering everyone's pretty similar. But yeah, Devontae Wyatt is definitely the best of the 3 here. Best of the 4 if you want to count Hamilton. Do we also still have Eric Armstead? We do. Damn, dude, he's a good DT as well. I'm just going to keep him as a backup edge rusher. Why not? We'll just have him playing all over the place. We got to start these young players at the DT spot and hopefully develop them. Here we go for season 2, of course, wide receivers. The upside, the potential looks great. Travis Hunter and Brian Thomas look to be a superstar duo for years to come, with Christian Kirk, a really solid slot-type wide receiver, literally getting to play the slot. So, it'd be great if he got to superstar, because 84 overall is decent. But yeah, this is a pretty good-looking receiver group now. The problem is some age. Kirk and Ingram, of course, definitely on the older side for weapons, but QB, running back, wide receiver 1 and 2, they look great. O-line, we definitely need a new left tackle, probably a new right guard, potentially a new left guard, and potentially even a right tackle. I know Anton Harrison's not that old, but he's also a really low overall. But yeah, we at least have 1, technically 2 linemen for the next 2 seasons. Kelly, I'm considering that because he's an 86 overall and on a 2-year deal. Linebackers were great for this year at least. We'll see what happens in the Luakon, regression-wise happens after the season. Safety, we'll see what Everett, 73 overall, so he slightly drops as a strong safety, but we've been wanting to upgrade hybrid anyways for safeties because it's the best kind of upgrade. So the fact that he has great man coverage kind of already does that regardless. And then, of course, corners. Adebo is a great addition. DT is really the big concern, but they're both kind of high potential guys because of how low of an overall they are and how young they are. So could easily get them both to 78 plus by the end of the year. And then, who knows? Maybe we don't even need DT at all. Better, but still low overalls. I still expect us to miss the playoffs, but You never know. All right, so here are what they expect us to get with Travis Hunter. I feel pretty good about, I don't think it's the catches. I got to go 60 and 800. I think he could get 80 and 1,000, but yeah, the catches, it's 80 catches, not guaranteed. $71 million, ETN needs a contract. We always talk about it. It's always the same. I don't like the fact that 20 mil or 18 mil over 2 years has got to be like a 2-year 40, pretty close to it. But running back, especially when they're high overall, you got to pay them. They're just so hard to develop. I think a 4-year 42 will work, and it will. Sweet $62 million now to Trayvon. Yeah, 2-year 40. This is tough because the money is not crazy bad. And with his overall and his youth, I like it, but how has he played? He's been amazing. So, yeah, there's nothing to argue. Okay, I was going to say, I don't like the fact that most of the time these guys, they don't get the superstar, they don't get the X Factor, they don't put up good numbers, but all of those things, maybe not superstar, very likely for him to do. A 1-year 15 for Evan Ingram, he takes it. He should. It's a lot of money, even though it's a 1-year. Lloyd, if I could do a 3-year, I would love it. Damn, I really wish it was a 3-year. We have 15 mil left. Kirk's gone for sure. Wyatt was just a 1-year guy. Sheriff, damn it. He'll be like 80 overall at best, and we got to save some money somewhere. So, yeah, these are going to be the moves. 15 mil left to bump the contract a little bit on Lloyd or just bump the years, and we'll have enough for the offseason. And maybe we'll save some money with maybe losing Hamilton, perhaps. Actually, a really, really good season for this Jaguars team, and we're looking pretty damn good. Potentially a 12-win season, which we get. I have not seen this either. That's it. Okay. It's just us going back on what we promised. But Josh Hines-Allen also led the league in sacks. We'll get into that in a second. We're going to take a look at the wins, losses, and the stats before we do anything like that. Regular season, we can see, some losses there. Jets, Saints, Texans, Chargers, and Broncos. But for the most part, winning a lot more games than we lost, which can't really say the same for last season. Trevor Lawrence, yards are over, 4,000. Touchdowns, 35, but the picks are higher. So a worse season technically, but also ETN had such a great season rushing touchdown-wise that you take some of those away, and Trevor Lawrence is a 4,000 yards with 40 touchdown type of guy. Hunter would have had it. We should have done the higher goal. He would have had it. Kirk stealing all of the touchdowns as the slot receiver. That is crazy. 4 touchdowns for Hunter, 4 for Thomas, 17 for Kirk. What a waste, unless he goes in dev. Then again, it doesn't matter because he's on a contract year, which we're not re-signing him no matter what he does. But yeah, Hunter would have gotten the dev, the scenario. We should have risked it. But what can you do? What can you do? Sacks, 21.5. Walker, 16.5. Hopefully he goes up in dev. We just paid him too. Carter, that's got to be a Rookie of the Year award win. Cam Little was better than last year. Cook was better than last year. Kick return, punt return game. Pretty good. But yeah, let's take a look at the yearly awards and then go into our little scenario that we had. Trevor Lawrence still on the MVP list, but drops down to number 9. Looking at the AFC awards, 7 and 8 for ETN and Kirk. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Josh Hines-Allen at 3. Walker at 1. Walker at 3. Best QB or best rookie anyways, offensively at number 3. Hunter had a lot of yards. The problem is, didn't have any touchdowns. If you could have even gotten like 6 of Kirk's touchdowns, that might have been enough. But we did get Rookie of the Year on defense like we expected with Carter, QB at 4, so if one of those guys makes a Super Bowl, I think he's a Pro Bowler. Best running back ETN that hopefully gets him to X Factor. That'd be great. We just paid him a 4-year 42. Kirk, 4 for wide receivers because all those touchdowns. O-line at number 3 for Scherf, who can't go up in dev anyways. And then, of course, Kelly at number 10. D-line 1 and 2 for Josh Hines-Allen and Walker. Linebacker was number 9 for the rookie. Very impressive to make the list of best linebackers as an actual rookie. And then best kicker at number 8. With a playoff berth, of course, let's take a look at our reward. I think we get XP for this. Don't know if you get a dev up if you would have went riskier, but I think it was smart to play it safe. It just, it would have been even better, to be fair, if we would have went higher. He was disappointed that the kid did... What? Wait, what? Wasn't the goal 60 catches and 800 yards? Bro, what is wrong with this game, dude? 86 and 1,000. I'm pretty sure he would have had the harder one if we chose it, let alone the easier one. This game's so bad sometimes. Either way, we're in the playoffs against the Bengals, who I think we beat in the regular season, right? If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw their team. All right, let's go to the end of the game. The Bengals start out with 3. We come back with 7, though. Then we get a stop and get another 7. We're still rocking the Jaguars offense. We do have Buffalo's defense. It's one of the more consistent 4-3 defenses. Of course, that's the way this team should be built. It comes in as a 3-4, I'm pretty sure, which, I mean, looking at the way the players are positioned, the linebackers, it doesn't really make sense for that, so it's a little weird, but yeah, the terminology maybe is off. I'm not sure. It's outdated, whatever. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence had a great game. 6 touchdowns, 1 pick. He had a lower passer rating because his average was lower and, of course, his interception. But yeah, he definitely outplayed Burrow. There's no question about it. Travis Etienne putting up one of the better rushing numbers I've seen in a while in playoffs, because the playoffs rushing is just terrible for like every back in the league. And his longest run was only 9, so it wasn't inflated by a huge run or anything. Thomas was amazing. Kirk, touchdown master. Hunter got involved with a touchdown. Evan Ingram with a touchdown. Trent Brown died. Josh Allen with one of the best pass rush games in playoff history. 5 sacks in a game. Jermaine with a pick. And a win for the Jaguars. I mean, that was a really good game. Trevor Lawrence with a ridiculously good game. And then same with Josh Allen. 5 sacks, 6 touchdowns. Got some numbers from these guys. And the Bengals scheme, I think offensively, is probably in the top 5. At least top 10. So pretty impressive stuff there. We have the Jets at 11-6. Who do they have at QB? The Jets doing better with Carson Beck. When Rodgers is gone than when he's here. That is ridiculous. But also, the way it's happening in real life, also true. But I will say, Rodgers getting a lot of crap that he probably doesn't deserve. He's not playing anywhere near what they were hoping. This whole, the Jets are they're going to be unbelievable. And, the Jets fans are going to be so excited. They've never seen anything like this and whatnot. That's not happened. But yeah, Rodgers has still been good. It's just he's been very far from great or his normal self. As the Jets start out with 7, we still have 0. The defense is doing a good job. The offense just isn't scoring. I say the defense is doing well, and they gave up that touchdown right at the end of the half and the start of the second half. Game still in reach, but something's got to give. Of course, punt it to the 3. No safety. We do get the stop, though. And I don't know if it's just this offensive line, but the ball, we keep going backwards for 8s early on, and it kills the entire drive. There you go. Huge rushing touch on ETN. The game's still alive. This defense is coming alive. 3rd and 15. They convert to Evan Ingram. Oh my God, this team just constantly goes backwards. It's crazy. Brian Thomas has got to be your guy on the outside, right? I love these corner strikes. It's tough, but he catches it with ease. Out of bounds perfectly. Trevor Lawrence is trying to lose this game. Huge play on 3rd and 16. Converted. Clock is running out. They're running the ball. They're still... See, this is why you run out of time in these sim situations. It's 26 seconds left, no timeouts, and they're running the ball. What do you think's going to happen? They're going to run out of clock. They're not going to get to the line in time. And we're about to throw it into the end zone for a potential touchdown to Ingram. The problem is if you do get sacked, which we almost did there, I think you give Thomas a chance in the back of the end zone. Hits him right in the hands. You got to catch that. Instead, it's going to be a potential game-tying overtime situation, which they'll hit, and it will be overtime. I think this is the Jets' ball, who are moving very efficiently. Looks like it's going to be a touchdown. It will not be. All right. 3-point game. Touchdown wins it. 4th and 1. You got to get it. I don't like that decision at all. They kick the field goal that retie it up. 3rd and 5. 4th and 1. What are they going to do? They're apparently going to punt it. I don't know if they actually will once we sim this. They will. And they throw a pick, and Trevor Lawrence has choked the game away. Had the championship round in grasp, and Trevor Lawrence threw. He threw 3 interceptions after just having a 6-touchdown, 1-pick game. That hurts. ETN great yet again. I can't believe Trevor Lawrence sold us, and Josh Allen on a generational run is wasted. 9 sacks in 2 games in the playoffs. How are we losing this? Of course, Cam Little misses a field goal, too. How are we losing a game like this? Josh Allen, 9 sacks in 2 games. It's crazy. That truly sucks. I just, oh, man. We had it. we had it, and then Trevor Lawrence from his own 10 throws a pick. Game against the Chiefs and the Packers. Packers in back-to-back Super Bowls now. Lost the last one, going against another really good AFC opponent in the Chiefs. Glad the Jets, not the Jeffs, the New York Jeffs. The Jets wasted our playoff spot as well, and the Chiefs win. So the Packers on a back-to-back losing streak of the Super Bowl. Let's take a look how this happened. Of course, looking at the wild card round, we won that game, and then we lost to the freaking Jets. The Jets did lose by 20 to the Chiefs, so if, I wouldn't say common sense, but if trends were to continue, we barely lose to the freaking Jets and the Jets get destroyed, it tells me, hey, there's a good chance that we get destroyed by the Chiefs ourselves. So what can you do? You just got to move along. All right, so they want us to do something. I always say win the draft because you have a chance to, we got a sleeper. Even though they're not in the 5th to 7th rounds, they're not even that high of an overall. The game a lot of times is like, yeah, you got it. I wonder if there's maybe a UI problem because in fairness, the requests that they have for you to win the draft, which I get it, to win the draft, you would need to draft someone in the 80s or have yourself some sleepers. It is asking for a lot. It really is. DeAndre Hopkins retires as a Raider, by the way. We are the Jaguars. We have Scherf, who does retire, sadly, even though we are likely going to get rid of him anyways because we can't afford him. Dalton, Goodwin, and Roby retire. So, some veterans in there, some mentor types are sadly gone. But re-signings, we have 32 mil. I don't think there was anyone we needed to re-sign. I actually got Devin Lloyd to accept the 3-year deal. It was a 3-year 33, which is, great. Anton Harrison, I think you're getting that or cheaper long-term if you decide to keep him, which I think he had a great glow-up season, so we probably will. Kirk had a great year, though. I don't know what it is about Christian Kirk and how he finds his way on the roster. He won't this time because he won't take the deal, but I've given him so many more contracts than anyone else around his age and skill level and rebuilds. I don't know what it is, but it just happens. Logan Cook, pretty good punter, so we give him a 2-year $7. $30 million, and once again with Devon Hamilton, maybe we have a chance to release him and save some more money. I'm really hoping we can because his dead hit is kind of crazy. But looking at free agency, Kittle, Mark Andrews, they're there, so we got a lot of tight endage, some corners in there. Tackles, Taylor Moton could be a great left tackle for us. Problem is he is asking for a boatload of money. I don't think he accepts that. That's the problem, and somebody will pay that. So if I really want him, I got to bump it now, which... man, it's so... I would do the 1-year 20. I can't do more than that. Is this actually lower than I offered him originally? That might be what I offered him anyways. Let's just do a 1-year 22. Is it a 4-bar? That's fair enough. 1-year 22 to play left tackle. I don't care that he's a right tackle. He's playing left tackle for us. Everyone else, though, especially with how broke we are, probably going to be passed on. So Luke Hunt doesn't actually really regress either. He's at 86 overall, which is pretty good. Didn't actually look at our dev ups either, which was Walker a part of them? I don't think he was. I think he's still star dev, which is crazy. But sure. Campbell doesn't really do much. Debo went up like 3 overalls, which is great. Everett, we'll see if he goes up in dev. But yeah, let's take a look at these expensive players. Can we save some money? Oh, Gabe Davis is gone. Armstead's gone. And sadly, Hamilton looks like he's still going to be here, dude. Oh. But we will save some money with Armstead and Gabe. We'll see if we can maybe trade them off for like a 5th-round pick. I don't know if there's going to be any team that wants those contracts, but they're halfway decent players. They're just expensive, right? What are these offers, by the way? Why is the Patriots... The Patriots are giving me a safety that they had a draft probably in the 2nd round last year. Beanie Bishop, I guess, is a little bit of an older player, but Blake Corum, don't need the running back. Jervon Dexter, I think, is a too high of an offer, too. I might move him over to the Bears for a 4th round straight up. They want to give me Jervon as well, so they should be able to, I was going to say, they should accommodate that. A lot of money, but 2 good, serviceable players that would demand at least, probably 10 mil per in free agency, so it is what it is. I don't know if they would trade for him, but they were willing to give me more. I took less. All right, so we are in the draft, but before we go in there, we got to, actually take the draft. We have to look at our players. ETN didn't get to, X Factor, which kind of sucks, but Evan Ingram did. As a 31-year-old, he's looking still really good, so he'll still be around at least this upcoming season, maybe even another after that. I'll look at tight end, but, I can't believe it. He's actually, doing the thing. As far as offense, though, it goes, we do need a left tackle. We could use a guard, at least one left side, maybe center, because Ryan Kelly needs a contract after this year. We don't know if we're going to pay him. Then defensively, we move on to the DTs. DT needs to upgrade at least one. Smith maybe can develop. I think he's 23-year-old, 76 overall now. But yeah, definitely need at least one DT to replace Jefferson. But maybe we'll be fine with Smith as the number one or number two, whatever happens with this draft. Corners are great. Safeties, Everett moves to star dev. Maybe we'll look at linebacker because Aluakun needs to be replaced soon. But yeah, we're in a really good spot. Like, we're in a really good spot right now. And, yeah, new left tackle, new DT. Everything else is really optional. And we have a bunch of different players that, sure, we can get in the first round, but we're not really pushed too hard on one specific guy. So we're going to move to 28 and just kind of go from there. We have a left guard who's a round one talent, which is really nice. Probably a position we go for. We could use tackle. Weird thing is are they both gone? Oh, no, here they are. There's two guys with BB. Their name is Brian Burke and Bruce Burke. I don't know if they're related, but considering they're playing the same position and they are the same, like, I guess name would make sense. Same last name. It's very coincidental, if not. Adopted brother, maybe? There's some differences between the two. Kind of have similar facial shape, I guess, but yeah, they look a little different. I don't know who's adopted, but one of them. But yeah, that's probably not going to be the route we're going to go. Trevor Cole, definitely want him 2 to 3, 1 to 2. Grade. Safety, don't actually need it. Put on the board. Didn't look at Everett beforehand. Corner is sort of a need, maybe number 3 at least. But yeah, I think there's a good chance we go for Cole. But I do want Artie Brown, even though he's not really a defensive tackle. 277 is a little too light, but he looks good. I think you can get away with going Cole and Bankston. Stafford, he looks really good too, but he's a 2 to 3. So I don't know if he's really worth it. Do I go Cole now? I think I can go to 10 in the second round and land him. I'd be really disappointed, though, if we fail this. But I think we can go to the 10 in the second round. This is good enough. It's right around what I want. It's not this year I'm getting picks for, but I'm getting more draft picks, and I'm still likely going to land the guy I want. Artie Brown goes, so there's that. But let's take a look at our guy, Mr. Trevor Cole. A block shed, A tackle, B power move, 6'4", 316. A little low on the strength department for his size, but I think he'll be a good player. 1 to 2 after all. True talent grade of 48, which is a little lower than I was expecting. But hidden dev, good pick. Vikings are giving us another, favorable pick. We're going to get 73 in the next round. And land some picks from there. Pick 9 is where we're going to be drafting. It doesn't look to me that any of those offensive linemen left, so we're looking good. Who is Eric Church? That guy's got a lot of he must be like 23, 24, because I usually kind of skip those guys. I think we need Doris the most because he looks like a tackle type of offensive lineman, but I can't pass on the true talent grade of 1, round 1, so I'm going to go Foley first, and maybe just trade up here for this Dennis guy. Pick 19 for Foley. Hidden dev, there you go. It's not always that the high true talent equals dev, so you got to be careful with that stuff. Actually, most of the time, the high true talent actually means normal dev for me. That's the way it's been. But yeah, let's take a look now at potentially trading up with the Steelers. Is this too much? It's a pretty big jump. Yeah, I was about to say, it's a pretty big jump, so this is a pretty good trade. As you can see, we're getting fair value. They're getting fair value. The trade's done. We grab Dennis. And even though we don't really need DT that bad anymore, I might still go with it. Oh, we also have the tight ends, too. They were pretty fast, too. I just don't know. Like, you have Ford. I might just slow sim it for Ford. 4.53 at 6'6". Pretty good. Kind of raw looking. Doesn't look great there, but I usually look at the physicals, and it usually works out for me. But with this one, we're going to be taking Mr. Doris to play left tackle. Not the strongest in the world, but it's got that frame. Hoping for hidden dev. 43 true. Hidden dev. There you go. We got 2 linemen. We're kind of cooking. Let's slow sim it a little bit. See where the tight end goes / DT Bankston goes. Maybe we should just go Bankston. Colts. I mean, you can trade interdivisional. Interdivisional doesn't. It means nothing these days. Outside of like trading for, what it seems to be a guaranteed QB pick, and like the Bears traded up with the Patriots for Justin Fields. It was very obvious who they were going for. If something like that happens, maybe you don't, but yeah, other than that, I don't think there's really a question about it. Pretty expensive trade, but we traded with the Browns using a 3rd, a 5th, a 6th next year with a 6th and a 7th this year. We also do want this Lions pick. I know we're making a lot of trades into this 3rd round, but this is where we like to cook. It's the reason why we said we're going to win the draft in rounds 5 and 7 because, we like those sleepers, even though it's not quite that deep. It's still a thing. We're dipping into next year again a little bit, but I think if we can pull this trade off, we can land 2 really good starters for the future. Can this happen? Let's see. Pick 80. Damn, we're far off. The problem is this team can't afford anybody, so I can't use players to fill the gaps. There you go. So it's very costly. Our depth is severely hurt by that for this year and next year, but if these 2 players are as promising looking as I think they are, I think we got to do it. Gordon Bankston, 288. Afinez, C. Blockshed, pretty athletic, hoping for the best. If he's in Dev, he automatically starts, which he is. He's automatically starter. Sorry, Mason Smith. We've had success with him developing in the past, but didn't happen this time, unfortunately. But I suppose that's kind of the power of these rebuilds. It just can go any which way. And then Marcel Ford, very raw, but the athleticism, I think it can't be wrong. So we're going to grab him to future replace Evan Ingram. And if not, 84, that's scary. He's a good backup, and he is hidden. So it's a good pick. There you go. EA is like me, in a way. I'm a piece of shit. I like athletic players, and, you see those kind of builds, and it's just too much to not make them hidden dev, right? It's like, you want to see something like that just become a goon. So, just the way it is. We're in the 7th round. I don't know who the hell we would go for, so I'm probably going to go based off speed, if I can find somebody fast, at any position, really. We have ourselves a running back, a 4-3-4 running back. Sounds good to me. Jamario Harris, 187 true, 94 speed. I don't think we had any other normal devs, though. So having that many draft picks, like 5 or some, and only one of them being normal dev, I'll take it. That's a good draft, I think. Overalls are a little low, I will admit. 73, 75, 73, 70, 71, but all of them were hidden, except for the running back, like we talked about. Trevor Cole, amazing block shedding. The problem is run stopper is really not a good style to go for, so a little bit of an L with that, but obviously a really good rating, so who am I to complain? Numbers 97. Superstar dev, there you go. We don't usually draft superstar plus CPU generated these days. It's been a lot of normal devs. It's been a lot of struggles there. Do we need a right guard? I know Sheriff's gone, but did we replace him with anyone? Another superstar! Well, I guess we did replace him with someone. Another superstar is what we did it with. Nice. Doris now, going to be our new left tackle. Built for it. Looks literally like a tackle. All that pass blocking. 6'5", 310. Looks good as a left tackle. Imagine he's superstar. Yeah, he's not. I didn't expect it. If anyone else, it would be the tight end probably on this list. But Gordon Bankston, automatic DT2, finesse style. This guy's probably going to glow up. Let's be honest. Starter at DT, put him at the starting sub. Oh, he's really going to glow up when we draft a 3rd superstar dev player. Could it be 4? Could it be 4? A little raw, I will admit, but obviously has potential. Sit as backup now. We have ourselves a future starter down the line. I want some cool number. 89 is pretty sick, actually, for a Jaguars tight end. Star dev. I really thought he was going to be the superstar, if anyone, but that is a great draft class. I regret nothing. Season 3, wide receivers, 84 overall, Brian Thomas Jr., 81 overall, Travis Hunter. Let's actually take a look at Thomas here. 78 release. Release and short route running aren't the best, but obviously super elite, deep route type of player. Running backs, obviously great. Trevor Lawrence is getting there at 85. Evan Ingram, 89 overall. I really thought he would regress by now, so glad to see it. O-line's actually better than I thought because Taylor Moton, I forgot we got that 1-year deal. So Doris is a backup, fully starts. Kreutz is a backup. So Kreutz potentially replaces Kelly next season. And then Doris at left tackle. We would just need a new left guard. We'd be set. Then we move on to the defensive side of the ball where, we might need a new replacement for a Luakon. But I think every other player is perfectly fine. So this team is quote-unquote rebuilt. Just needs to develop. 99 mil. I would be willing to give Evan Ingram another 1 year. If this guy takes this contract, he is the GOAT. Damn, he's not the GOAT. I thought he was the GOAT, but he's not the GOAT. 4 years, 70 for Anton Harrison. Ooh, that's a lot of money. I get it. The youth and the overall is actually pretty damn good. He's been good, though. He's been allowing like 4 to 6 sacks a season. I have no choice. 4 years, 70. Boom. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Ezra's gone. Savage is gone. Bigsby, I want to keep. Let's do a 2 year 8.2. There we go. We got our running backs intact for a couple more years. Johnson, it's a good contract, really, but he's a backup. I can't do it. Moten, we'll see if he doesn't regress too hard. I could see us doing that contract, but I also would like to just save some money on positions I can replace. Unfortunately, not going to get the bye week. The Buffalo Bills just went on a tear, but it's looking pretty damn good to have ourselves the 2nd seed, especially if we win. We had a generationally good start to the season. ETN, number 2 for rushing yards, but look at how good this start of the season was. We beat the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Packers, then the Texans. Those teams, crazy good. Any one of these 3, Super Bowl contenders, every rebuild, it seems. And then, of course, Texans really good, too. The Eagles, the Colts, the Cowboys, and the Texans the second time around were too much for us, though. It wouldn't matter, though. We talked about the Bills, how well they played. But here we are in the playoffs anyways. Having a really good year, Trevor Lawrence. 12 picks, that's okay. Hover around under 15, I'm cool with it. 34 touchdowns, 4,000 yards. Not the best, but rushing numbers are usually pretty good, which kind of takes away a little bit. 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns. Could be X Factor. We've seen he was number 2 for yards. Squirrel White. So the slot wide receiver in this role, even though he's not even slot, he's the slot guy, but he's not the starting slot. We have him at the number 3 spot with, whatever wide receiver 1 we want to be the number 1 in that slot role. They always get the touchdowns. Squirrel White, though, great year. Travis Hunter, not so good. I don't want to change the scheme because it's working, and it's the Jaguar scheme itself, but it does suck not being able to actually, pin down how to get the number 1 and 2 wide receivers the most catches and yards. Travis Hunter, that's a bad year for a guy that's not bad. Trayvon Walker, though, he's been unbelievable in this rebuild so far. Hines Allen, 12.5 sacks. Interior, definitely not great. Picks, Adebo is good. Carter was good again. Campbell with 3. Kicking, Cam Little's up and down, but mostly down, so we probably do need a new kicker. And then Cook's been consistent as a punter, kick return, punt return game. No touchdowns, not expected, a touchdown. MVP, Josh Allen, a different MVP, which is pretty cool. AFC best players, no for offense. Defense, number 2 for Trayvon. That would have been a guaranteed dev up. Hopefully he still gets it with 17.5 sacks. It's a lot of sacks. Ford was number 8 on offensive rookie of the year, which is surprising. And then Cole at number 5. Best QB, number 8. ETN, number 2. Best wide receiver at number 8. O-line at number 7 and 8. D-line at number 2. Again, getting robbed. Linebacker was nowhere. DB at 7. Kicker at 10. Surprised he even made the list. But back in the playoffs. Last year we were able to win a game. This year going against an 84 overall Dolphins team who barely made the playoffs. I like our chances, but that is also still a very high-flying offense. Going to the end of the game, 0-0. We do get a field goal, so we start the game off with this score. Another field goal, it's 6-0, and that's the problem with field goals. 1 touchdown, and they're higher than us. But we do get a touchdown, and another touchdown, so it's 28-7. I can't even speak before we score another touchdown. We're scoring at will. 42-17. Very convincing win in that second half. We started just scoring left and right. I couldn't keep up. It was just zooming along. Defensively, forcing Tua to 59% completion percentage is great. Quarterbacking for Trevor Lawrence, 400-plus yards is great. ETN has been amazing in these playoffs, so I got to say. And Squirrel White, talk about a goon. 175 yards with 2 touchdowns. I do worry a little bit, though. Is that Hines Allen doing his job again? There he is, 2.5 sacks. I do worry about the low overallness of Squirrel White, but he's got speed and it's working out. Could he get to start Dev? That'd be great. I'd hope he gets to start Dev. That'd be a really good. This Jaguar scheme's kind of good. I kind of like it. I do worry about, the number 1 and 2 getting Dev ups and all that, but you do get a pretty balanced offense, I will say. And of course, Evan Ingram was good enough to get a Dev up, so it even helps the tight ends. But here you are. Jaguars versus Ravens. 12-5 Ravens. They are lower overall than us, though, so on paper, I feel okay. Going to the end of the game, the Baltimore Ravens 7-0, 10-0, 13-0, 13-7, 13-10. We're climbing back. Second half, here we are, 17-13. All of these unanswered points, and we're gonna win the game. Wow. The defense was on one in that second half. What was the score? We allowed 3 points in the second half entirely, and it was in the fourth. 17 points for us in the second half. Never gave up hope. The defense was unbelievable. Trevor Lawrence was pretty good. Lamar Jackson, not that great, and didn't really do much with his legs to counteract the bad passing. Of course, ETN was unbelievable again. Receivers, Squirrel White did his thing. Brian Thomas and Ingram were pretty good. Let's take a look at the sacks. Matabike with a sack, Palmer, Peyton, a lot of Ravens sacks in there and a pick for Roquan, but we won the game ultimately, and that Justin Tucker field goal really doesn't change a whole lot. We're moving on to the championship round. Damn, this team's kind of resilient, though. A little unorthodox way of winning, but the defense kind of locking things down. Move on to the championship round with the Jaguars here. This rebuild has gone pretty well. Here it is, the Bills, though. The #1 seed. Bills, of course, did not have to play in round 1. They beat the Chiefs by 6. Even though the Bills did just have MVP and the #1 seed, would still rather play them than the Chiefs. Let's be real. Let's see if we can get ourselves to a Super Bowl. Cement this as a guaranteed win of a rebuild, even if you don't win the Super Bowl. At least making the Super Bowl, especially with the Jaguars, definitely a dub. Going to the end of the game. Back and forth. I think right to left is them, so they don't score. 10-0, better start than last week. So if we have that same second half defense, this could be won. 17-3, 20-3. This defense is otherworldly. We just held the #1 AFC seed and MVP having Buffalo Bills to 3 points. 27-3. That's unbelievable. Josh Allen was locked the F down. ETN did what he does as well. Squirrel White has been unbelievable this year. Defense doing its thing. Trayvon Walker with 4. Josh Hines Allen. Take the Hines off. You're the real Josh Allen now. 2 sacks for him. 0 picks. What a game. We're headed to the Super Bowl. Who is it against? It is against the Seattle Seahawks, who beat the 8-9 Detroit Lions as a 9-8 team. Those NFC playoffs seem weak. This will be the team that we lose to. Watch. It'd be so fitting. Dominated the Bills. The Seahawks winning by 3 over Detroit. Seahawks winning by 5 over Dallas, so they did at least have to beat a really tough team, and then they beat the Vikings by 7. I really don't think they have faced a team, I guess maybe the Cowboys, as good as us, though. Let's take a look at our advanced lineup. Should be a dev up for ETN, and it will be. No dev up for Squirrel White, though, especially what he's doing in the playoffs. It's kind of harmful, but either way, X Factor ETN, we'll take it. And then we move on to the defensive side of the ball, where Trayvon Walker goes to superstar. Bankston was already superstar, right? Or is it Cole? Or were they both superstar? I can't freaking remember. A lot of dev ups here, though. You have a Debo going to X Factor. What a draft pick, or not draft pick, free agent signing that was. Then we move on to Trayvon, obviously deserved superstar, but he deserved it the last year as well, so just glad to see him actually get it. And then were both of these DTs actually superstar? I can't remember. I think they were. I'm pretty sure they actually were. Did we draft 2 superstar DTs? That's pretty impressive. Bankston's really not looking good, though. He's only a 74 overall. This is crazy. Why is he such a low overall? 74 overall as a superstar seems really bad. Oh, well, what can you do? Carter, I'm pretty sure, was only star as well. What is going on? Was he? Maybe he was super... Did we draft him as... I can't remember, dude. I'm struggling to even remember what day it is at this rate, so... Whatever happens, happens. I can't believe Tyson Campbell's still star dev, but I always struggle to get him dev ups, too. Either way... For all the marbles, against easily the worst team we've played so far. So obviously the team that's... Oh, maybe not. They're an 87 overall. I just assumed because of the record. I wasn't familiar with your game. I apologize. But yeah, still a team you would expect to win. So obviously, just by default, we're going to lose. Let's be real. End of the game. Let's see it. Jaguars up 7. Oh, we had a chance to drive there. The Seattle Seahawks score 7. Though that's already more than Buffalo scored all last game. offense gave them a short field, and that's the kind of game you're going to, if you want to win against us, you're going to need to have, because our defense is pretty good, but our offense is giving them short fields. And here you go. This is a really weird 17 all game, driving down, 1st and 10, and they 42 seconds run off the clock, and they don't kick the field goal. This is so stupid. Good stop, though. Can we win anyways? Field goal wins it. And despite EA trying to cheat us because they don't know how to code a end of the half or fourth quarter situation, we still win regardless. Put that damn ring on that finger. The Jacksonville Jaguars are world champions. It's always weird saying world champions because, yes, the NFL has the most talent, but let's be real. If the world played the sport, there would be a lot more people that would normally be playing soccer, maybe trying out American football, right? So, yes, by default, they're world champions, but it's also a super asterisk, obviously. The asterisk is crazy. But regardless, we win the Super Bowl. They're best in the NFL. Give us that damn trophy. You're making too damn much money, Roger. I would freaking love his job. Oh, God, I would love that job. How do you, not wake up the happiest person in the world? I don't know. This is a ridiculous defensive performance, though. We held their quarterback to a 6-completion, 71-yard, 0-touchdown, 1-interception game, while Trevor Lawrence tried everything he could do, like last year, to give the game away. The defense said, sorry, Trevor, not today, buddy. You're not going to throw it this time. We've got it. No sacks is also weird for how good of a game we had. Kyler Gordon caught 2 picks, Woolen with 1, Adebo with 1, and a 1 for the Jaguars in the Super Bowl column. Let's go. That was honestly probably the perfect rebuild, but I think we should still do 2 more seasons. See if we can give the Chiefs a little run for their money. Did they win the first Super Bowl? If they did, then I'm going to end the rebuild. Did they win the first one? Okay, it was the Ravens, thank God, because, yeah, if they won 3-peat, then no, I'm not going to. You can't beat a 3-peat. Oops, wrong one. I was going to show you guys that we, won the games all legit, fair and square. Pretty good win, right? I mean, having to do it through the wild card round, too. Pretty impressive stuff. But here we are, going on to the re-sign period. What retirements did we have, if any? Derrick Henry retires a Viking, by the way. The Rams lose their entire offense. And we lose some mentors. Geno Smith, the Super Bowl winning quarterback, though, which is pretty cool. Let's see what storylines that we have. New message. It's going to be... Okay, that's good. Workouts. Let's see if we can get somebody goated. Probably Trevor, because he's the most important player on the team. We have $100 million. We have a 5th-year option for Brian Thomas. Oh, we didn't get that contract done for Evan. What is he asking for? A 3 or 43. So, yeah, he probably would want more money. Please just stay. There you go. He is the GOAT. I've revisited my list, and he is, in fact, because of that 1-year contract, the GOAT. Sorry. Okay. Free agency, we have a lot of money, but we don't really need anybody. Even Tyreek Hill doesn't really do much for me. I really don't care. Did we let Taylor go? Oh, we forgot to re-sign him. Not that it matters. You can easily just get Stanley or even go for Elton Jenkins here, who can last 2 seasons as a starter. We could use a guard/tackle, so wherever we need to play him, I'm kind of going down to go for him, especially since he's a superstar. Paying a couple of linemen isn't going to kill you. Paying 1 or 2 linemen I think is perfectly fine. I don't think we need anybody else, though. Honestly, I don't even know what we're going to draft because we don't need anybody. And we get Elton Jenkins, who I think is going to move over to left tackle. Let's do it. All right, yeah, pick 32 anyways, because obviously we just won the Super Bowl. There's no real immediate need, right? This year we don't need anybody new to start. Closest need would be, linebacker, right? Who the hell is this? Nate Montgomery. No thank you. He's around 1, so I obviously had to take a look. I wanted to look at Mills. I'm glad that it switches you back over. I'm glad. Why is that still a thing, dude? Fix that, please. It's so small, but it's, it's important. I feel like I'm describing my weenie. Very good edge rusher in Kitchens. Maybe you grab him just for pure value, perhaps. But let's take a look. So we have left guard, round 1 to 2, who's around 1. Could he be generational? Possibly. He's one of those huge types, which a lot of times they are a superstar, but probably not going to be the route we go. Allen, for sure, we're going to be drafting. We could use corners. Let's take a look. Blackwell, Don't know the man coverage, but the zone is good. He's really fast. I mean, corner even is like a future-proof type of situation. So it's like, do you really need one that bad? Probably not. Were any of the safeties good? Even a position we don't need either. Like, what do you actually need here? We don't need anything. I mean, even Emerson, I was like, I might just take him just to have him. I don't really need him. You know what? Edge, backup, why not? I'm going to go Tyler Kitchens. Screw it. He's a true talent 26, normal dev, but we get ourselves a backup edge. Why not? We have that much of luxury. Just take a good backup. And then call it what you want, call it a reach, whatever. I'm going to go Kenny Allen because he's a 3-4, which, obviously could be all the way. He's so fast. Could be all the way, early third. So that's who we're going to take. 46 true. Hidden dev, we got ourselves a future replacement for a Luakon. We're looking great there. Probably could trade up, and honestly, I'm not pushed. Whatever happens, happens. I really just don't need anybody. So why trade up when we don't even have many draft picks for the future anyways? A day 3 safety, Deloach, B man coverage, fast. Why not, dude? Give me the safety. 124 true, normal dev. That's all right. And then we have UDFA, Josh Terry. It's late 6. Why not grab a guy with a little bit of speed and a C man coverage? 145 true talent. No jumping, but he's a solid looking corner. And then Cardi's been kind of pissing me off lately, so I'm going to go with Benjamin Rhodes, who has a good kick power, C accuracy. He could be halfway decent. True talent 145, normal dev, 93 kick power. I was kind of feeling he was going to be hidden. Unfortunately not. And I feel like I used to draft a lot of fullbacks. Let's get back into that trend. Roosevelt McClain for Mr. Irrelevant, 207 true talent. See if we landed any good players. We have Smith on a trade offer. I like the depth, but if there's a good value trade in there, I'll take it. Kitchens is actually a pretty good edge rusher. 75 overall, 81 finesse. That's a first round level guy, right? Spin move, bull rush. You would prefer swim in there, but that's fine. He's our new, right end, left end. Who really cares? Backup position regardless. But yeah, he's a good pick. I think he was worth it. And then, of course, Kenny Allen, the new right out of the future. Wearing a pretty weird number as well, so he'll fit right in with a Luakon. I'm going to keep him at 18. I think it's kind of a funny number. Why not? Star dev. And the rest of the draft was pretty mediocre. Damn, Trevor Lawrence is cooking. 6,000 XP, 3 to deep accuracy, medium and short, with 2 to under pressure for his off-season workouts. We're now in year 4. Trevor Lawrence with this upgrade point actually is a 90 overall. Doris, who is supposed to go to left tackle, actually playing that kind of Elton Jenkins role. He's going to go to guard and then potentially to tackle the following year, a year somewhere. I don't know. He might just be left guard for the rest of the freaking rebuild. Wide receivers, obviously I would love to see Thomas get a dev up. Would love to see Hunter a little higher overall, but it's not terrible. 86 overall from 75 in 2 seasons. All right. ETN's amazing. Ingram probably gets replaced next season by Ford, but we've got backup plans on backup plans, baby. Allen will be the right out next season. There's really nothing we're worried about. The only thing that needs to happen is Devin Lloyd to superstar, and we're golden. All right, $78 million. Obviously, you pay Thomas. Ingram, we'll see what happens after the year. Luakon's gone. We do have a lot of money, but who do we have to pay? Travis Hunter. We're actually in a good spot, right? Like, we pay Thomas, we pay Adebo, and we still have a little bit of money left over. That's fine. I think you can even pay a 2-year for Adebo if you really wanted to. I'm surprised you didn't take that. I thought base would have been fine, but upping the years would have been even better, but I guess not. Thomas, $25 million per. We'll do a 5-year. Boom. We just got to up a little bit on Adebo, and we still have money left over. Playoff time. It was an up and down season. Did we make the playoffs, though? That's the big question. That's the big goal. And we did. 13-4. Really, really good finish. I got to be honest. Number 3 for a seeding, which kind of sucks. Chiefs back on top. But at one point in time, I think we were actually like 4-3. So to finish 13-4 is really impressive. Not a great start, but then we finished really, really strong. Only losing 1 game out of 10+ games there. Let's take a look at the stat line. Obviously, looking around, don't see any of our guys in the top 3. Not a terrible sign, but obviously doesn't mean we got, means we didn't get into the top 3. Trevor Lawrence, touchdowns are about the same. Yards are about the same. Picks are lower, though. ETN, pretty good yet again. Thomas, solid. Hunter, better, but still not getting the numbers I wanted. And then White's numbers are way down, which tells me that, this wasn't as good of a passing season, because we had, almost 1,000-yard receivers, and that's not what happened this season. Kreutz as the center was really good. The whole O-line was actually pretty impressive. Looking at the defense, Trayvon Walker, 20.5 sacks. I was not expecting him to outperform Josh Hines-Allen this many times, and he has every single time. Bankson, way better year. Cole, still good. Adebo can't go higher than X Factor. Would if he could. And Cam Little, we should have started the rookie. Rhodes is going to start for the playoffs. Cam Little has been terrible. Award wins. Josh Allen wins MVP. We win Defensive Player of the Year. We win Running Back of the Year. We win D-Line of the Year. And that's where we stand. Another wild card round for this Jaguars team, but we won the Super Bowl last time doing it, so why not again? Going to the end of the game. Back and forth, 0 score battle. We get a touchdown finally, 7-0, 7-3, 14-3. Still 14-3, 21-3. This defense is on a generational run, though, as we're choking. We almost choked the game completely. Just no scoring from the offense. They drove all the way down. I don't know what happened, but we barely pull off the W. Both quarterbacks looking kind of similar. Better yards per attempt by Lawrence, though. ETN, his worst game in the playoffs by far. Thomas was great. Really the only receiver that was great, to be honest. Defensively, though, sacks were abundant. 3 guys at 2+ sacks apiece. And then safeties getting some picks for both teams. And we win, moving on to the divisional round. We're doing pretty well. We're winning a lot of playoff games. The Bills, 13-4. We beat them last year. Why can't we do it again? Here we go to the end of the game. 0-all. We score 7. Defense gives up a touchdown, though. Offense scores 3. Defense gets the stop. Offense does nothing. The Buffalo Bills going to have a lead. We've not given up much leads. I mean, the defense is doing what it can. The offense is doing nothing, though. I think this could be a loss. 10 points. We punt on 4th and 1. We're going to lose. Wow. That is shocking. 10 points. ETN has been terrible in this one. Terrible season. Stanley, I mean, the defense did what it does, and the offense let him off the hook. Rookie misses a kick. Their guy misses a kick. That's crazy bad. I genuinely can't believe that's how it's going to end. Wow. All right, we got one more season in us, but losing like that is frustrating. Really frustrating. Chiefs versus the Buccaneers. A little bit of a rematch here. See if the Chiefs can get their revenge. With the winner being the Buccaneers, Buccaneers beat them again. All right, let's take a look at the dev-ups. Don't really know who would have had one. Nobody on offense. We're kind of used to that by now, though. And on defense, Bankson goes to an X Factor, so there's a new dev up there. No dev up for Trayvon, which is a little surprising to me, but whatever. Bankson, Superstar X Factor. All right, he had a hell of a year. Talked about how he barely went to a 74, and now he's an 85, so those DTs, man, they're kind of crazy. ETN already regressing pretty hard. I think he's 28, so it kind of makes sense, which sucks, but like I said, it kind of makes sense. I'm expecting an 89 overall. This really is the perfect cutoff point after this year because he's going to regress to well below an 89 overall after this season. Might even have a bad year because he's not 90 anymore, but yeah, you're going to lose Ingram. You already lost Ingram, but you're going to lose ETN, and we'll see what happens with like the likes of Hines Allen and whatnot. Obviously, Lucan's gone, so we're already kind of regressing backwards. Yeah, Hines Allen, 31. You know, it's not going to get much better from here. I think we took care of the negotiations, but you never know. I might have forgot somebody. Travis Hunter, Evan Ingram, sure, he could play another year, but I don't think it's worth it. I think you start forward, have a chance for him to develop into the next Evan Ingram, and call it a day. Don't really have a lot of needs on the team, but since it's the final year and we're not going to come back to this rebuild because it was a success, maybe we go all out. Oh, Jahmyr Gibbs. We do not need Jahmyr Gibbs, but ETN's gone after this year. Do you not just pay him? I think the big question is, how good is he? Like, he's obviously a good player, but has he played well? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. That's literally ETN. Why not? Let's go ham. Let's go crazy. Let's have 2 god-tier running backs. I'm sorry, Arizona. It's not happening. You might get them, but I'm at least going to make you earn it. I'm going to make them earn it. I don't care. We don't need money. Money is for suckers. Boom. Let's see if we get them. Of course, he chooses the Cardinals over us. Forget I said anything. Pick 27. I've actually been looking at a couple of running backs, believe it or not, because, ETN is clearly regressing into the ground, and obviously we did not get Gibbs, so not a positional need I actually have, but a late first for a running back isn't the worst. The first running back we had is gone. We have these 2 guys now, which, let's be real, Preston looks like the better of them 2, but who's the faster of the 2? Technically good, but Preston, I think, is probably better, right? Good. A bunch of speed stuff is all good for Preston. Ironically enough, good probably won't have the good. He has somewhat good. I don't know who's better. I really don't. Now, I mean, good seems to be a little bit more balanced with the catching. Nah, you gotta go Preston. He's 1 year younger. Age means everything, especially a running back. Marcus Preston, 46 true talent. Hidden dev, 92 speed. Good. I mean, Preston. We also still had our linebackers scouted, which kind of sucks, but maybe we'll land ourselves a halfway decent linebacker. We'll say they don't really look too great. Parrish looks good. He's a 3 to 4 projected. I think he was fast. He's fast. I'm going to grab Parrish. Don't even need a linebacker, but maybe. 62 true. Hidden dev. Great pick. Wow, he's really athletic, though. Even the change of direction was goated for him. Late third, of course, there's some running backs there. Let's go Joseph Cody. Looked pretty good as an offensive lineman. A couple of Bs in there. True talent 82. And another hidden dev. These picks have been pretty good. Don't know how good that running back is. Named Preston, ironically enough. Glad his name actually wasn't good. If we would have chose good, it would have been weird because we would have kept saying good. Anyone else? UDFA and all? Running backs. Don't really need any. Let's take a look at the 40 times. I mean, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, it seems like Murray is the best of the bunch, so whatever. We don't even need running back, but I'm going to take more. Even though his name's Murray. Looks okay. I don't know why. Like, this guy looks kind of bad, right? Like, kick power sucks, but I like the A short accuracy. Is there something there at QB? I'm confused. 203 true. Kick power sucks. Speed's okay. I wonder, like, can he play QB? Is that a thing? A short? All right, the draft recap. 6'6" overall. I want to go straight to this guy, see if he's got anything throw power-wise and all that. Throw power 32, so, I mean, I'm not really sure. I guess it really is just related to the class. Yeah, that guy sucks. He's going to be released. I don't know why I didn't just release him right there. Running back, we want to take a look at. Linebacker, I guess. He's athletic, so why not? But 92 speed, 91 excel, 86 trucking. He's got a little bit of juke ability as well. 21 years old, so long-time guy. You know, whenever you want to start him, star dev. 39 is also kind of a cool number for a running back, so we'll keep it. And then we'll take a look at the linebacker, Mr. Luke Parrish. Hidden dev, really good hit power. Zone coverage is good. Block shed is all right. Super athletic, though. The change of direction was like, what, 80? Really good stuff there. Dev X. Okay, yeah. He's a good player. He's the middle linebacker of the future whenever Lloyd's gone, I suppose. Okay. I mean, you know what? Maybe even argue he starts at right out. I don't freaking know. But yeah, that's a good draft pick. I was about to, I'm going through the motions, releasing low overall players. About to release this guy, and notice he's an X Factor. I guess we're keeping him. Look at him go. X Factor, 24-year-old. Year 5, I'm not changing anything. I'm not going to change the playbooks, the scheme, whatever. We're going to roll with what we've been rolling with. It's worked. We almost made another Super Bowl. I'm happy with how everything's turned out. I think everything looks great. Let's head. So for the contracts, Travis Hunter. Oh my God. Okay, I'm glad we drafted extra linebackers. That is a lot of money. Josh Hines Allen's been goated, so we got to pay him. We have to pay Everett. We have to pay Allen. I suppose a 1 year for Campbell might not kill us. Kreutz, maybe. Lloyd, because he's normal. Star dev, probably not. Squirrel White. Wow, it just never ends, huh? Okay, let's go one by one. Hunter, yes. 6-year deal. 152, boom. Then we move on to Hines Allen, who, yes, because of the position he plays. Now we only have 49 mil. Everett, because the price is good. Sure, why not? Could play corner. We might need one because Tyson Campbell. Carter, not a hope. We can see how much money we have. It's not a lot. 27 mil per for an off ball. Can't do it. Sorry. Campbell, it's pretty cheap. It's a cheap contract. 1 year 13. Close enough. Not quite, but almost. Kreutz. Contract's pretty good, dude. It's pretty good. 5 year 35. That, I mean, you can't beat that. You just can't. So keep Squirrel White, I guess, for 2 more years. See how the contracts shape up. 15 mil left to offer a little more to Campbell and replace one linebacker. That's and a tackle, I suppose. That's not bad. So the playoffs is a great start. I can't imagine it's anything but a great finish. Maybe even a bye week. We had a really good year. It was like 9-2 at some point. And we did not get the bye week. 13 wins. We're kind of like magnetized towards that. And of course, the same as the Chiefs. We've been scammed. We need 1 more win, dude. Did we lose to the Chiefs? We lost to the Chiefs. If we would have beat the Chiefs, we would have had it. we would have had, or that last game there, the AFC West was cooking us. No one in the top 3 for stats. Wow, Trevor Lawrence had a terrible year. Okay, so maybe you do need to change the scheme sooner or later. The numbers do really suck for trying to dev up guys, though, I will say. So we got it done with the Jaguars scheme, kind of mixing it up. But yeah, it's not good for developing players. D-line, 3 guys, almost 4 with double-digit sacks. Interceptions, Rasul Douglas at the most. Yeah, let's take a look at special teams. We had new special teamers. It's worth looking. Rhodes, it's about the same as Little. And then Cole, welcome back. Looking good. MVP goes to Burrow, new name. Sutton, Rookie of the Year. I don't think we're going to win anything. Oh, best running back. And best O-line, who's already a superstar. So can he give the dev up he would have earned to a different lineman? I'm just asking. Titans, though, they're in the playoffs, 9-8. Let's smoke them. There can only be one from this division, and it's us. All right, end of the game. Titans, I think, are left to right. I don't like the fact that we're not scoring more. I know the Titans on paper in real life are a really good defense, but this is many years down the line, and a lot of those players are probably gone. 17-3. It's a pretty boring game, but if we win, I don't really care. Wow, this was not a game NFL fans should have had to pay for. This should have been a free game. Trevor Lawrence was not great. Sanders, definitely not great either. Rushing, I guess Etienne was better than his last 2 playoff games. Latham, 3 sacks allowed. Trayvon Walker had 6 sacks. This edge has been unbelievable. This is probably the best edge rush we've had in a rebuild for Maddens, let alone just this year. I mean, this is great. At least, like, base players, right? Like, we've had, players we've drafted and developed that have done well, but, like, the base edge, it's usually not this good. The Ravens, 12-5. I don't know why, but seeing these more orthodox, like, playoff winning teams makes me feel good. It's better chance to win. I don't know why. It's the weird teams that get us. Like, yeah, didn't we lose to the Jets? Yeah, like, it's those teams that beat us. It's the teams we're not supposed to beat, or the ones that are at least good that we beat, and then the random ones we always lose to. It's just like, haha, we mix it up on you. You didn't expect that. It's like, yeah, really fun. And I say all that, but here we are losing. There we go, up by 1. The Ravens don't get a drive, and we are going to hold on for the victory. What a drive at the end there. Huge touchdown. I think Etienne had a game. Of course, Trevor Lawrence cooked. Lamar can't do anything against us ever, and I guess I was wrong. Etienne did not have a game. Brian Thomas Jr. with 75 yards. This pass rushing unit, though, they put up Walkers. The Walkers are doing well. But, yeah, we put up a lot of sacks. That's really the heart of this team is that front 4. I guess the linebackers are good enough to call it that front 7. The whole damn defense is goated. Let's be real. This defense has been unbelievable. And, of course, the Chiefs. 92 overall versus 92 overall. If you want to really be the best, you got to beat the best. And, of course, I'm telling that to the Chiefs. They want to be the best. They got to beat us. We are the best. I don't care what they say. Number 1 and number 2 seed. Let's go. 3-0. Nice answer back, but it's only 3. Another 3. A 7, though. Up by 10. Chiefs get a touchdown. It's a 3-point game. It's a 10-point game. Halftime looking good. Oh, a touchdown there. Could have called it. 3-point game. We drive down for a massive touchdown. The Chiefs get a field goal. I think we just turned the ball over. Oh, we punted it. Fair enough. Punt. It is what it is. We got stopped. Yeah, you're never stopping the Chiefs in that situation. EA gargles on the Chiefs for that. They always give it to them. 4th and 3, we decide to go for it. And we get the touchdown in overtime. A stop wins it. 4th and 10, they let it go. 3rd and 20, there's no way. And they convert it. And they're always going to convert it. I don't know why I pretended like we were actually going to win there. 4th and 8, you got to go for this. I don't care. You literally just showed, under all of the chances you had, that you could not get a stop. Why would you give them the ball back? Like, that would be so stupid. Is that jukebox? That felt like jukebox or something. Don't know what it was, but it was a first down. As we're moving on the field, I don't care what it takes, as we're going to win the game against the Chiefs, and we're headed back to a Super Bowl. I was really thinking, I was like, should we have just called it when we did? Wow. Mahomes got kind of destroyed with those 2 picks. Are we going to really get back to a Super Bowl? Are we going to ruin this rebuild? And no, we did not ruin it. And we did get back to a Super Bowl. This pass rush has been crazy. The kicker Rhodes, we needed every field goal. He hit every field goal. The final game in the Super Bowl, who are we playing? Who is it? Show me now. It's the Rams. All right, 9-8. Another 9-8 Super Bowl opponent for us. First the Chiefs, then the Seahawks, then the Rams. I don't know what's going on, but sure. No dev-ups on offense. I don't think we were expecting any, to be fair. And then defensively, I don't think we had any here either. But hey, the team's good, so what can I complain about? And is that Cisco? Tell me that was a 95 overall and not 85. There's no way Andre Cisco's still an 85 overall, right? Okay, to be fair, he's regressing, I think. Oh my god, he just sucks. He's an 83 overall. He never went up. How is he so bad? He has so much potential and he just didn't develop. That's wild. Everett's even an 85 overall. That's crazy. Either way, Super Bowl, chance to win 2 out of 3. Dynasty time. Sort of. I say sort of because it's like the same decade as the Chiefs, so it's like, I guess, but not at the same time. It's not really a dominant period. It's a dominant period, but it's so short because the Chiefs have this, they're like sharing it, you know? It's like 2 dynasties in 1 year, you know, in one kind of era. Seems a little weird to call it that. Rams score 7, we score 7. The Rams score another 7. This team's finding a way to score against our defense, which is usually very stingy. The Rams are up 7. We get it back. It's all tied up. They get a field goal. I mean, this is looking kind of scary. 4th and 2. They're going to say to go for it. I mean, as long as they're actually going for it, I don't really care. You know, it'd suck if we don't get it, but I just want them to have a chance. There you go. 3-yard run for ETN. A field goal. I don't know why we're playing for the field goal, though, and we aren't. We get the last second touchdown, and the Jaguars are world champions again. Totally worth doing the extra 2 years as we win 2 out of 3. Once again, we're going to call it a dynasty. It's hard to win 1 Super Bowl, let alone 2, and especially within 3 years. What a year. What a rebuild. The Jaguars have become a great team. This was a good one. Trevor Lawrence, big game, keeps struggling, but defense has his back. Wow, not as bad as ETN, who fumbled twice. We'll have to see if they actually recovered any of those, but Josh Hines Allen, of course, getting 2 sacks. This pass rush will always get the sacks. Melton with a pick. They missed a field goal, which was huge in the end. And where was the defensive? Let's see if they recovered any of these. They recovered too. Damn, the offense tried to lose it, and the defense once again said, we want the rings. Please stop it. Let one of us go out there. We're not going to sell like you two idiots. Even though it's more than just ETN and Trevor Lawrence, like the whole team. But there you go. And once again, we'll show you guys the, the wins and all that, if it ever lets me do it. Another wild card to Super Bowl run. You know, you usually kind of need a bye week in there to have a chance, but nope, we're goated. There you go. 13-4 versus 9-8. Let's take a look at these players. Trevor Lawrence, let's see what he looks like. A 93 overall with everything in the 90s. Play action's really his weakness, but everywhere else is amazing, so no technical weaknesses there. Now we move on to ETN, who did the regression hit? He's 29. He just ignored regression. I don't know. Maybe it's 1 more week and he regresses. I don't know, but did I even look at his ratings? I think I just went straight to the regression instead of looking at his ratings. He's an elusive guy, right? He's an elusive guy. Then we move over to the wide receivers. I kind of want to look at Squirrel White. 84 overall, had his moments. Really good release, really good catching, really good deep route. Medium's all right. Short, not so good, though, which, for a slot guy, kind of want him to be better at short route. Brian Thomas Jr. was pretty good in this one, but with the weird scheme, never got past star. Really good, though. Short route isn't great, but everything else is really solid. Everything else is literally in the 90s, so very good deep threat guy, and just needs that short route up, but overall looks great. Travis Hunter, 92 overall. Never really had an elite season with us, but obviously still super, super young, so plenty of time to still have one of those. O-line, do we really care? I guess Anton Harrison, because he's a real-life player, but yeah, don't really care too much. 87 overall, actually. He's really good. He didn't allow many sacks, though, right? I mean, as he's gotten a higher overall, he's given up more sacks, which makes no sense, but that's EA for you. But yeah, he's been pretty good for a tackle. Marcel Ford, still some ways to go, but we drafted him to be a future replacement Evan Ingram, and he exactly is that. Had a pretty good year for us. Only more to come. Defensively, of course, we lost. Actually, we're about to lose Devin Lloyd as well, but let's take a look at how he looks. Really smart player, great block shed, decent coverage, really good thumper, just good tackler, good run stop type of guy. Carter, another guy that's about to leave us, but let's take a look at his ratings before we do that anyways. Amazing in coverage, pretty athletic, could play safety himself if he had to. Pretty good player. Then we move over to I mean, I guess we'll take a look at Allen, even though he's like brand new and he barely played. Good block shed, very fast, obviously. That was kind of the big thing with him, is his change direction, his speed, all that stuff was really good for a CPU-generated... we already looked at Cisco, who was not great, I will be honest, but a CPU-generated linebacker. Dalen Everett developed into the perfect safety, right? You know, his man coverage was higher than his own. It ended up flip-flopping, and he looks great. He's really good at man as well, so if, you know, you can't keep Tyson, which I think we did pay him that 13.5, you could always put him down there. Adebo, man coverage isn't great, but zone press, really fast action at 92 speed, looking great as the CB1 got all the way to X Factor. What a glow-up he had. Could have even gotten to beyond X Factor if he could. Tyson Campbell, you know, pretty good man in zone with press, just never got that dev up, which has hurt him progression and potentially regression-wise. Then the D-line, which was the absolute highlight of this team. Josh Hines Allen, basically 99 everything, which is ridiculous, super athletic on top of it. And then you have Trayvon Walker, who I did not think was going to even play well at all, but he was actually the best player on this D-line, which is crazy to think, but he was. Power move is amazing, and this is just proof that you want to go speed rusher. No matter what, do speed rusher for your D-linemen, even if they're power guys. Well, it's hard, because like if he's like 90 power and finesse is like 65, it's debatable, but even then I probably still would, because you're going for block shed anyways. But here you go with another finesse guy. Trevor Cole, 90 finesse, 84 power move, 96 block shed. I'm actually surprised he developed this well, considering his archetype is run stopper, so impressive actually there. And then Bankston, who's going to be really good because he was one of those speed rushers, 98 finesse, 92 block shed, 86 power move. This, once again, I don't know how many more reasons you need to go finesse or speed rusher type for these pass rushers, but I mean, it's all there for you. Make the decision yourself. I'm just saying. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do really appreciate continued support on the channel. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Place for non-Madden content, which we've been playing the COD Black Ops 6 campaign on. Probably another episode tomorrow, not today. And maybe we'll have some zombies on there at some point as well again. Regardless, though, let me know what team you would like to see next. And I think this is a pretty good, successful one. So, yeah, let me know what your thoughts are and what team you'd like to see next. Regardless, probably Patriots franchise tomorrow with, once again, Black Ops 6 campaign on the second channel, PK Play. So maybe go subscribe over there if you're interested. Regardless, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya! And once again, thanks to all the members of the channel. Also, brand new member, Darrell Gaming. Welcome to the membership club. If you guys want to join as a member and you haven't already, maybe click the join button next to subscribe, and all the details will be there. But once again, shout out to Darrell Gaming for joining, and I appreciate you and everyone else who have watched. Once again, thanks, and see ya!